What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of MVP Unplugged, man. Today we have a powerhouse guest with us. Our MVP for today's episode is a former VP at BYJUS, someone who's made a huge impact in the EdTech space. Let's give a warm welcome to Shilpi, man.
Wow, I actually get claps. Thanks.
What's up, Shilpi? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? And thank you so much for inviting me. It's a really nice space. I really like
Pleasure is ours.
Yeah.
What's up? How are you? How's 2025 treating you?
2025, it's already March end. It's like
Yeah.
3 months.
30% is already gone. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God, 2025. I'm going to be 35 this year. It's crazy.
Damn. You don't look 35 at all.
Yeah, it's
What, you look
called
25?
guys, use sunscreen. That's the
Sunscreen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
always.
that's the magic.
That's the magic show.
SPF.
And lots
Yeah.
of alcohol. No, I'm kidding. No alcohol. I stopped drinking like 4 years ago.
Completely.
I mean, that's what I say. That's what I'm trying, for sure. Yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah, that helps. So,
But why do you want to quit alcohol?
I'll tell you honestly,
Yeah.
like now you'd be like, oh, I'm 23, I can do whatever, I can live my life.
Yeah.
But like the moment you hit 30, like the day it's your birthday, next day, you'll have the worst hangover of your life. Like you will
Okay.
be hungover for like 2-3 days, and there is no way you can drink alcohol beyond 30. It's just like it kills you. You're just dead for 3 days. You're a zombie. And
Really?
then yeah. And then you're like, okay, my body's trying to tell me something, my liver is screwed. And you just can't do alcohol beyond 30. So whether you like it or not, you're also gonna get sober.
Nice. But like, you're from Manipal, then obviously I think you would have,
feel like-
already done your thing.
I feel like
long
that comes
ago.
up every time, me being from Manipal. But yeah, please go ahead. What was your question?
Yours is done, dude. Like, how much can you drink more? You're from Manipal.
Yeah.
You have done your thing already.
You tell me, how much did you guys drink when you went to college?
I think we don't.
Yeah.
Sure, because the camera is on. Go for it. Yeah, you can tell me later about
Yeah,
how much you
maybe.
actually drank. But yeah, obviously, like college, it was
Good.
It's nice.
Best.
It's fun, and you get to party. But yeah, I guess it's also like when you're in your 20s, you feel like you really want to like party and you want to have fun. But when you're in 30s, you're suddenly like, I need to do something with my life. I need to like build something. I need to create something. So I think that realization also kind of comes up.
So now that's your focus. Like, you want to do something. But you have done a lot of shit for BYJUS, man.
A lot of
Yeah.
shit for BYJUS, sure.
I mean, not in that way. You
Whatever
get it
way you
right,
want to
yeah.
take it. But yeah, that was fun. I was there for 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Wow, a decade.
Yeah, I mean, when I joined BYJUS, it was a small office of like maybe 20-30 people. And we had no idea what we were doing. And it grew up to 22 billion. So that was
Crazy.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was. And at no point, like, did we know what we're doing. I mean, at one point, I was, like you said, I was a VP there and I was handling some
Yeah.
1,500, 2,000 people. And I'm like,
Crazy.
I'm an adult and I'm handling these people because is this how it works? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I had some idea, but at that time is when you like adulting suddenly hits
Yeah.
you and you're just like, oh, I have to like, I'm responsible for curtains
But
and like bed sheets.
what was the year when you joined BYJUS?
2014,
Okay.
Yeah.
Till you were there till 2024.
2024,
Okay.
yes. So 2024 beginning. So exactly.
So
10
like,
years.
did you have had to give orders to like people older than you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Like, how does that work? Like, do they like actually listen to you? Like, because obviously, like, they'll be like pushy.
Yeah, and can I be honest? I think the fact that I'm a girl also kind of has that effect.
No.
I mean, you wouldn't expect that, but like I shouldn't say it, but I didn't face that in South India. But when
Okay.
I was managing teams in North India, it was terrible. I'm so sorry. I think this might
No, just
be
to-
like a problematic statement. But the fact that whether they were older or younger, but the fact that
Okay.
there was like a woman boss
Mhm.
was extremely uncomfortable for men. And
Oh.
I faced a lot of issues there.
You did hurt their ego.
I think I did hurt their ego.
Male ego is a fragile
Yeah,
thing.
very. And
yeah.
surprisingly, like they're not. If as a woman, if you're too too strict, if you're too serious, then
Mhm.
you're a bitch. And if you're not strict, then you don't care about your
Yeah.
job. You can never get it right. It's just,
Mm.
but somehow I didn't face that ever in the south of the country. I don't know. Maybe men are not as.
Stop it! Stop it!
Egoistic, or like they don't need to prove that they're alpha men. I don't know, but I did face that a lot in the north.
Okay.
So it was. I guess it was not so much about the age thing. It was more about region to region.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in
yeah.
South it was peace then.
Comparatively, peace. Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, and generally, have you not noticed that it's just
Usually, men are not around, like not so comfortable working with the women, like on top of them. Like not. This sounds bad, but when the hierarchy is like when you have a woman boss, it's not so good for a man to,
why?
I don't go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like whoever is talented and whoever actually knows shit what they're doing, that's good. But why I feel like usually they are not okay with it is because somewhere they haven't got out of that 90s cut touch. They still have it in them, saying like man is the provider.
Breadwinner of the
Yeah,
family.
that's still there somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. And I guess as you're growing up, men are
Mhm.
always told that you don't have any other options. It's kind of sad also. I mean,
Yeah.
women, we are told if you can't make it, you can always marry a rich guy, right?
Okay. Was that the thing you were told?
Actually, surprisingly, so when I was in, I think I was in first grade, and my mom kept trying to teach me maths, and I kept saying 29, 20, 39, 30, and my mom gave up, and she's like, I'm just gonna let her marry some rich guy.
Oh,
That's too soon to decide.
In fact, when I was going to Kota for my IIT JEE prep, and she's like, you do either of the two things. Either you get into an IIT or you date someone who gets into an IIT.
Oh,
Wow.
So I always had
but
that.
now look how the times have changed. Now you're like, look, mom, I've made it on Forbes.
Yeah, I'm like, look, mom, I'm the rich guy now.
That's crazy.
But would you tell the same thing to your kid?
No, never, actually. That's a good question. I would never, but I would never tell them that they need to get into some college either. I would even, like, for example, if I had a son, I would never put that pressure on them either. I would never tell them that you need to study hard or you need to do something.
A
I would
son
just,
is a different thing.
why?
You need to put pressure because
What are you are
Yeah.
doing the same thing you just said you shouldn't do.
I mean it.
Oh my
it is,
god.
no. It is what I feel is a boy and a girl should be raised very differently.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Are you one of those? What does that
He is.
mean? Do you also feel the same?
No, no.
Okay, tell me more about this.
Like, see, I would completely tell it from my perspective.
right,
For me,
sure, go for it.
if I ever have a girl child, I would raise it with a lot of pampering, love, and I would protect it with all my soul.
Protect her.
Yeah.
Sure.
But if I raise a boy like that, don't you think like he wouldn't somewhere fit into the society right way?
That's so sad, right? I feel like that's the reason. That's what happened with you guys, right?
Yeah.
And that's why Andrew Tate is so famous right now.
Yeah.
Because there are men who need to speak out, and there are men who are not comfortable with showing their emotions. And then there's Andrew Tate who comes and he's like, guys, we need to like bulk up and whatever. And then he gets famous for all of that stuff. Right? I feel like kids should just be brought up in a lot of love, no?
Not a boy.
Oh my god, not a boy.
I
I'm
think
so sorry.
both. You can't only give love. Obviously, then he's gonna
Yeah.
be like,
You think so?
yeah.
Why?
There should be like both the things.
If you had kids, would you hit them?
No.
Then?
But at least I'm gonna make sure that he's raised well. If he's doing something wrong, then obviously I'm gonna tell him stop it and all of that.
Yeah,
and
but-
obviously I need to be rude sometimes because
Uh,
you never know the kids nowadays
the
when
the
they go to
thing is-
Manipal and all of that. I need to stop them.
So you
I need
wouldn't
to tell them.
What?
Stop
Don't
it.
go to Manipal.
No,
Actually,
no.
my dad also almost let me go to Manipal. Then I threw a tantrum and didn't eat for 2 days, and then he didn't have an option. That's how I did. Then what would you do? Imagine if your kid does that.
If he still does it, then like obviously, but I'm not gonna hit them. And then I'll be like, okay, dude, like it's your life at the end of the day.
Were you
But I'm gonna
whacked?
try to get him in control. I'll try my best. I'll give my everything to make sure that he's in the right place.
I'm so sorry, but it's gonna sound horrible, but I hope you don't have a son, man. I feel so bad. you would actually treat him badly because
Not badly. A a boy should be raised to be a man somewhere. He can't remain a boy.
define a man.
Like, I don't know.
I
Like,
feel
you
like I'm
can't, you just
interviewing
can't
you at
put
this
it in
point.
right words. The thing is, the world is such a place where only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally.
Oh my.
By whom? I mean, who hurt you, sweetheart? I'm so
There's
sorry.
no one hurt me. There's absolutely no one hurt me. But this is somewhere the reality of.
Who loves women unconditionally? No one loves women unconditionally. Do you have sisters?
He does.
Is that what happened?
It's nothing related to
Okay,
family
yeah.
issues. But
Yeah.
a woman is always given more.
But isn't that bad? Because if a woman is given too much, then even she grows up in a very pampered environment and then she's not used to taking care of herself. And that is why then she has to rely on a man and then she comes into this world not being able to be independent.
Okay, so I would straightforward ask you this.
Hmm.
Let's say you have achieved so much in your life, but do people actually give you credit for
No.
your hard work and talent? No. No. They always say, like,
Seriously.
Oh, you have no
No.
idea. You should read some of my Instagram comments.
they don't. They don't.
There
They
are
don't.
so many things written about how, oh my god, I don't even want to say it, but it's like about how I did something with someone to get to this position,
Yeah.
blah blah blah,
Okay.
etc. etc. It's like no one
Mhm.
believes like a woman is capable of
Mm.
actually. Yeah, but that isn't that why? So you think that's why they should be given more love?
It's not because of that. It's because, like, I somewhere feel if women are always given more, it's because somewhere the man is capable to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
But men don't get so much in return. Usually, like, I don't know, like when they age also, they are kind of, a little
What?
messed up in their head. Yeah, because they have a lot of lacking in them, men usually, when they age.
But maybe they are lacking like that because they were not given enough love when they were growing
They
up.
don't usually get.
So that's why we should give them more love.
No one is ready to give.
Right? I don't want to have kids, but if I ever do, I would definitely give a lot of love to my son. I feel like men go through a lot that is not spoken about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of indifferences because of like you don't treat them equally and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not
Because they
meant to
don't
be
give a
treated
lot of
equally.
credit to women when they achieve a lot of things. Is because everyone thinks that they have given so much love and all of that shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
But even for a guy,
Hmm.
and then they're like everything a guy only does and all of that. Okay, this guy has not got love. The only thing he had to do is go out and work his ass off and all
Yeah.
of that shit.
Yeah.
But no, it's not like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think men and women are wired differently? Do you think they have
Yes.
different?
In certain
Do you
ways,
think
yeah.
women are bad drivers?
definitely.
I don't know what accept it, but yeah.
I'm a pretty good driver.
Yeah.
But I think it's
You're in
about,
that 1%. You're the MVP. That's right.
sure. No, I think it's about how you're brought up. Because
Ah.
when I was a kid, by my dad, I was brought up like a dude. So he made me play a lot of sports and stuff like that. So I think, I don't think it's how you're wired. I think it's just if you're brought up like a guy, you'll behave like a guy. If you're brought up like a girl, you'll behave like a girl. That's
Wow.
that's my 2 cents.
Do
on
you
that.
think men and women should be treated equally?
That's such a loaded question. In what respect, though? I mean, I do feel that in some ways, for example, I don't know if you heard like how Trump just removed the DEI part in not in USA, where earlier it was diversity hire, right?
Yeah.
So that means colored people and women. There were some positions open for them, and only they could apply for it. And now they've removed it, and there's like a big debate happening on that. And I do feel like to break the glass ceiling, because there's so much systematic racism, systematic masculine behaviors that have happened for so long, that I do feel that we need to overcorrect for it for some time. That means, for example, I shouldn't say it, but like I was one of the only women VPs. Not one of, I was the only woman VP, right? And there were not many women even below for many levels. And if we had just reserved some spots, if we had just said, hey, let's have some women here and given them, because they don't have anything to look up to, given them more more things to look up to, given them more positions to fill, then eventually they will learn how to be in that position. Right now, there is a huge class
Yeah.
ceiling. You
Yeah.
people hire women, but they're all at the bottom. There's a
Yeah.
huge ceiling that no one's able to break, and I think so. You need to kind of overcorrect for that. That's my belief.
Okay.
So when we were talking before, you were telling ki like now you're in your 30s and you look at life differently.
Hmm.
Like now how it is in your 30s, like what do you want to achieve? Like what are your goals? Like for us it's like okay, we need to like do something in life. We need to be successful. Money is like our first priority right now. And the
Yeah.
second thing is like we need to you know make a good name and all of that.
You know
But
what? First of all, I'll say kudos to you because I think Gen Z is super cool like that. That what you guys are doing in your 20s, early 20s, we never did that in our early 20s. And I don't know why that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
okay.
grew up because you grew up on like Instagram and Reels and you've had access to like really cool inspirational stuff. When we were in 20, when I was 24, I didn't even know what I'm gonna do with my life. Like I was just like, oh whatever. Where am I gonna party next? Forget about
Okay.
24 till I was like 28, 29. I was just like, where do I want to party next? Where is my next trip? I never like cared about building something and
Mhm.
building a name or creating something. And I think that shift has happened in my 30s. But
Okay.
you guys are already, and it's just not just you guys. I'm meeting so many
Yeah.
people of your age, and everyone's just hustling and they're trying to build something. I don't know what shifted between millennials and Gen Z.
It's a mix of both, like because like we have lived a little bit of your generation life as well, and then the Gen Alpha now, whatever.
Hmm.
And then so we know both the sides.
Right.
So we know like what not to do and what we need to do.
What do you not? What should you not do? Tell me that.
Like obviously we can't be partying all the time.
Right.
Like most of them, like all my friends are like that. Like we are done. We
Right.
did it in our like
Yeah.
16, 17s.
Oh
We
wow.
used
Okay,
to
so we
make
didn't do
music,
that. maybe you just did it
Yeah,
earlier.
because
Yeah.
like we saw you guys doing it,
Right.
and then even when we were young, we were like, let's do it. They are doing it, even we should do it.
Yeah.
So we're like that, and then then
And
you
it
guys
gets
realize it,
boring,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
After
yeah.
a while.
So
Yeah.
we're
How
like
much
we
will you
got done
party?
with it
It's the
earlier.
same music,
Yeah, it's the
same
same music, all
alcohol.
of that.
Yeah, it's the same
It-
music since I was in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's
what are those
it
songs? All
doesn't
the Black
change.
Eyed Peas and everything. It's
Ah.
the same, play the same stuff.
Like they still play Tupac and all.
Okay, that's like super old, like from the 80s.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like there has been some Gen Z millennial shift there, which is
The thing
kinda
is,
cool.
you guys had a assembly line order to follow, like school, college, work.
Don't you also have that?
No, Gen Z. I think we have the slightest edge of having that freedom, saying you can do whatever you want. If I was a millionaire, my mom wouldn't let me do
That
it.
is true. You have
Yeah.
that privilege also.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys grew up slightly richer than we did. Because I'm just saying, like India
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Definitely, that I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember
Yeah.
when I was growing up, like the only snack I had was YY, Cadbury's,
Okay.
and Lay's. Like
Ah.
you had access to nothing. That's all that was available
Ah.
in the market. And you guys grew up like on
Yeah,
like
yeah.
actual globalization, right?
Mm.
And where India was kind of going up. So maybe, and just access to the whole.
But why I feel you guys are more lucky is because you saw everything. Like you saw the first computer and all.
Yeah, Road Rash. I used to
Yeah.
play the only thing I had on my. Did you guys ever?
Yeah,
have you
I've
heard of
played
Road
Road
Rash?
Rash, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We are mix of
XYZZ5.
both.
Yeah.
Do you remember the cheat code XYZZ5?
No,
No.
I don't
5,
remember
yeah,
that.
it's like spoon,
that.
and then you
Ah,
have.
he eats that chain
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. XYZZ by spoon. That was the cheat
Ah.
code for it. Or like Age of Empires. Do you guys know Age of Empires?
Age of what?
Age of Empires? Oh my god, you guys don't know about.
No.
It's like the best game ever. Oh
Seriously?
my god, yeah, you build cities and you fight wars.
Or it's like Minecraft.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
not like Minecraft. Oh my
It's
god.
not Minecraft. It's something like Clash of
Clash of
Clans.
Royals
Yeah,
and Clash of
yeah.
Clans.
Yeah.
Oh
That.
my god, I feel so
Okay.
bad for you right now.
What do you mean? We have Clash of Royals.
No.
now.
Yeah.
We have Clash of Clans.
No one cares. Yeah. Oh. Shit.
Like I somewhere feel you guys are the OGs.
we
Yeah.
did
somewhere.
like learn how. Did you ever have broadband?
Yeah.
Did you have? Oh, he's nodding.
What is broadband like?
Oh my god!
No,
Did you just ask me what?
No,
is-
I just want to know what is broadband like.
Huh?
What is
Like
it?
like the wireless network that you had with the dial-up. Sorry, did you have?
Oh yeah,
Did you
yeah,
have
yeah,
dial-up?
yeah. That was cordless, right?
it was
Cordless.
attached to your phone. So like you didn't have phone, like you only had like phone.
Yeah, that
phone.
thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then if you turn on the phone, then your internet goes off because it's the
Oh,
phone
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
had that,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
it made that
yeah,
sound.
we did, yeah.
Tee,
Yeah,
tee, tee,
yeah.
tee, tee. No,
Yeah.
you don't remember. You just
No,
acted.
No,
I-
we
I'm
had
not
like
sure.
a different sound.
Yeah,
not
I'm
ting,
not
ting,
sure.
ting. We had something like ten, 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 something
No,
like that.
there is only one sound.
I'm not sure about the sound.
There's no ton ton ton. Wait, which year are you guys born in?
2002.
2001, 1 and
Oh, so cute.
What do you
What
mean?
is cute?
What is cute?
2002. Wow. Yeah, I mean 2002 already the dial-up had gone by then. So when you were coming
Like
out,
not everyone had it, but a few people had it.
Mm.
So my friend had it. That's
the
how I
ton
know.
ton. Yeah. Oh wow, you're like 2000s babies. You
Not
never know.
babies though.
Sure. Yeah. Mm.
So like, how is it for you now? Like you wanna your first priority is like making more money, or
Oh.
it's changed.
Money, I feel like if you ever do anything with the idea of making money, I don't think it'll ever actually do
Yeah.
well. So I was listening to some guy, I don't remember, I think it was some big founder, and he was talking about how if you want to start something or if you want to create something, if you go with the thought of money, you will never be able to do well because there will be points in your life constantly, there will be ups and downs, and you will not be able to sustain if you're just thinking about money, because you are going to lose all your money, you are going to earn a lot of money, and there will be multiple times in your 5 years 6 years of you building it where you will want to give up because there'll be no cash flow at all. But if you have one goal in mind, if you want to actually disrupt a market, or you want to solve a problem, or you want to change something for the better, then everything else which is going to break down constantly will be irrelevant. Like none of that will matter.
Yes.
It's just like you're playing football, it's that one goal in your head and nothing else matters.
Yes.
So I feel like that's how you should look at life, and money is just like it's just an added benefit that you might or might not get. That's what I
But how important is money to you?
feel. Honestly, um so when I just shifted to Bangalore, I was an intern and I was getting 15,000 rupees a
Okay.
salary per month. And I was living in Kormangla on top of, and I had this whole thing, I'm not going to take any money from my parents. I mean, they could easily send it to me, but I had some weird thing that I don't want to take money from my parents. So I was living on top of someone's house, and the terrace, the roof was actually just a tin shed.
Okay.
And I've done
okay.
that. And and it was one of the best years of my life, because then you're hustling. So I don't
Yeah.
think, and even now if I'm traveling, I don't mind staying in a hostel with like 18 bunk beds.
It's because of you've had that life in your teenage.
No, I actually lived a very privileged life in my
Not in your
teenage.
teenage, I mean
Yeah.
like that 20s.
I don't know. I feel like if I mean, money brings a lot of security. Obviously, I mean, what do they
Yeah.
say? You don't want to cry in an auto; you would rather cry in a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, everyone likes that. But I feel that when you don't have money, right? When you've like lost everything, is when you actually are able to achieve things. When you're like really shaken up to your core,
Yeah.
and like everything is removed. Like, what is that quote from Fight Club? Losing all hope is freedom. I feel like that really.
It's because when you are at the bottom, no one gives a fuck about you, and you wouldn't give a fuck about anyone.
Exactly, nothing else matters.
Nothing
Then
else
you're just
matters,
like, again, hyper focused.
Now I can't do whatever I want because there are people who give a fuck about me, and I give a fuck about people. But once I've lost everything in my life, like fuck you guys, I'll do whatever I want.
Exactly, and then you're just so then you there is no there's do or die.
There is no barriers.
And there's no plan B.
Yeah.
Then you're just like going at it. I recommend you guys should try it. Just like give away all your money. Then do this podcast. Then see how it feels.
Do you think like you need to be a little fucked up to become successful?
You need to be extremely fucked up to be successful. I mean, I'm not saying like go hammer your head and then be fucked up. But what I'm saying is that very rarely do just normal, sane people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're not able to, but
they can't.
They can, but either they become insane after a point because you're like constantly getting it. But you need to be a little crazy to have that urge to go no matter what, right? Like, fuck
You
this,
need
I am
someone to
gonna
tell
do
you
it.
that you can't do that, do it,
Yeah.
and then you're like, no, now I'm going to do it, and then
Yeah.
you will
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah. Like, I agree. Like, you need. Do you guys think you're a little fucked up?
Yeah,
Somewhere, yeah.
You think
Somewhere.
everyone thinks they're fucked up though?
Yeah.
Everyone
Everyone want to
thinks.
be fucked up.
Everyone
Everyone
wants-
wants,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
In our generation, everyone wants to
Everyone.
be fucked
I
up.
don't want to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
fucked up. I'm tired. God, please don't make me fucked up anymore. I just want to be normal for a bit.
It's
But do you
because
think like you could achieve everything if you were not fucked up back then?
Good question. Yeah. Yeah.
Do
But
you
yeah.
think you could?
No.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, good food
That
for
is how it
thought.
is like for everyone, and in our generation especially, no one knows where to stop and what they want.
Mm,
Everyone is like only
yeah.
seeing the numbers, like, okay, this guy is doing this much, like,
That's
let's
so
do that.
sad though.
Yeah,
right?
like not everyone wants the same life. For example, what you have, I don't want that.
Right.
That is how it is. So I
Mm.
know what I want,
Mm.
and you need to realize that, and then you need to work on it.
Yeah.
So now everyone is like, okay, he's doing it, even I'll do it. I'll make more money than him, more money. You don't need that much money, to
Yeah.
be very honest. Money or anything,
mean-
anything.
But actually, I want to ask you guys that question. You guys came from a time where everything you did was online, right? Like you were on Instagram, like your whole teenagers, I'm guessing.
When Instagram came, I think I was in 9th or 10th.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
were teenagers and like there's like this constant almost competition with your peers that is visible, not just people around you, but like all over the world, and you can
Mm.
constantly see everyone.
yeah.
And is it this pressure? Is that like for me? I was secluded. I didn't know what
Yeah.
everyone else was
So
doing.
we were massively influenced by everyone we can.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
how do you
like-
know what is right, what is wrong?
Yeah, we were just like
That's when you need to, like, meditate and buy a meditation course for that.
That's how they sell it to
Yeah.
you.
And then figure it out and all of that.
Right.
So, like, that is the best thing. Like, you guys didn't know that much. What's happening in some other country or whatever is
Yeah.
Or
happening over
even in
there
the
over here.
next
Next thing,
school.
you knew
Yeah.
you were like, okay, this is what, like, your
This is
parents
what you're
have
told.
you.
Study
Yeah,
now.
you do it,
This
and
is
then
that's
you'll figure it
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Now everyone knows everything. What's happening in somewhere else? What is happening in that country? What is this guy doing somewhere else and all of that?
like do you
which we
remember
don't
who
even wanna
was the
know.
richest guy in the world like back in your days when you were in school or
What is
something?
my days? I remember I'm still alive. Just saying. Like school?
Yeah.
No. I had no.
Now everyone knows Elon Musk. It's
Yeah,
like,
I know,
even
like, you know
kids Yeah,
everything.
everything. They know everything.
But then I guess I was just a stupid kid. Like we all were stupid kids, like compared to Gen Zs. Like you guys are so smart. You guys
You
know
were more
everything.
pure.
Oh.
Yeah. You guys were more pure.
I guess what is it? What is this thing? I forgot. But yeah, we were stupid, and that's why maybe we were pure.
Huh.
Yeah, empty vessels make more noise. No, that's not the phrase I was thinking.
No, it's not that.
But yeah, I don't think we were pure. I think we were just dumb kids.
Like
We would play outside. You guys didn't play outside, did you?
We did.
no, we did.
You did?
We were just talking
Yeah, we
like
did.
while coming here. Like we have played so many games in our childhood.
Really?
Yeah, we
Really?
used to play in the road and all. Like
Did you
I-
play Pittu?
what
You
is
know
it
Pittu?
called?
No.
Where you have like these 7 stones that
That is
Ah,
Lagori.
of course,
What do you
of
call
course,
it?
Lagori.
you... Lagori, okay, we
Yeah.
call it Pittu.
Pittu.
Oh, you guys also play
Yeah.
that.
Where
Oh,
do you
see,
call it Pittu?
I don't know. That's the North Indian word for it. I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Lagori.
Lagori,
Yes.
yeah. We call it Lagori.
Hmm.
And then, like, do you know what does Shilpi mean in Kannada?
No. Okay, I'll tell you what it means in Hindi.
Huh.
What?
It means a sculptor.
Okay.
What does it mean?
Whistle.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Shilpi means
Oh,
whistle.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for telling me. I didn't know that. Like, how do you even use that in a sentence?
That died.
Yeah, but yeah, I should learn Kannada. Do you guys think that people who live in Bangalore should learn Kannada?
I'm not at all gonna talk about this. I have the most.
No, but like, if you're here for a long time, then
I
yeah,
want to
that's
hear
it.
it now.
If you're here for a long time, then yeah, learn.
What define long time?
If you're here for like around 5 years, then learn. And like, obviously, if you're just come here to study,
Hmm.
you're gonna go back in like 2 years.
But you don't know, right, when you'll go back. You keep thinking, okay, I'll leave, and then you just end up being here for like 10 years.
At least learn the basics. Then, if you're going in an auto, ask you should know. Okay, like,
Mm.
I need to tell him where I need to go. All of that.
Yeah.
Now these auto drivers also have got a thing over there.
Yeah.
Sound they've written like where to go in Kannada
Oh, cute.
and all of that.
That's nice. But do you think it should be done more gently? Like try to teach
Yeah,
people
yeah,
rather
that's
than.
there, that's there.
So I'll so Bangalore always has been a very chill city.
Hmm.
The movement is just started now. So you just can't force people to learn the language immediately. Like
Right.
Kannada gottilla, I'll charge you more, I'll do
Yeah,
that, I'll do this. Give them time. If you have let them stay for 10 years without any problem, why is the problem here now? Give them more time. You can't learn
Right.
a language in a day or something.
Right. Why do you think people should learn the language of the city?
It's
if you're
always
gonna
good
survive
to
over
learn.
here, then
But
it'll
you
be
can
more
survive,
easier.
no?
That is also there. But obviously, like everyone is like, okay, you guys don't know, you guys wanna live here.
Do you
This is
think?
our language.
Don't
and
you
all
think
of
now
that.
there are more North Indians in Bangalore than South Indians at this point?
Depends on the area where you
Yeah,
stay.
that's
Yeah.
also
That's
true.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
But if you're somewhere in Koramangala, then no one's talking Kannada over there.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Like a week back, I was in Koramangala at what 12:30 in the night or something, and I didn't at all feel like it was Bangalore.
Exactly.
Like I see some girls in and all, like it's not at all. It's not at all Bangalore.
But when Bangalore was founded,
Yeah.
the founder, like he got people from different places for them to, start their business and all of that. So Bangalore has been like that from before.
Wait, wasn't Bangalore actually founded by the British Army? Didn't they set up a camp here? That's
No,
what
I don't think so.
I'm not so.
I thought was that Bangalore was like a British camp, and then that's how people. And there's no one actually belongs to Bangalore. Everyone who's in Bangalore is actually from like places around in Karnataka, right?
Yeah,
Is there like? I don't think there was actually.
even I
people
don't
who
know
live-
that much. I'm not very sure, but
I think
But-
that's how usually cities are built.
yeah,
Mm.
They see advantage of that place and they move
Yeah, yeah,
move in from everywhere.
yeah. Like, are you guys?
I think a
Pure
few
Bangaloreans.
people like obviously they'll be over here, no, they'll be surviving. This guy came and he had like some
like
food over
someone
there,
would
yeah.
have been farming here and now it became the IT
Yeah, maybe like
capital.
10 people or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, it's like it's just
But yeah, like we both are from Bangalore.
your ancestors also.
Yeah.
No.
No, see?
Mine, yeah. Mine.
Yeah.
So my dad was from here. My grandfather moved in
Hmm.
to Bangalore. So that's
Yeah.
how.
So that is how Bangalore was. Like a lot of people from different places came over here
Right.
for to start their own business or whatever.
Hmm.
So it's like that even now. People come here to work and all of that.
But it is getting too crowded.
Yeah.
And it's so
It's
hot
way too crowded. It's way too crowded.
now. So do you hate that? Do you hate
I
that?
think that is why
Yeah.
people are telling you if you don't know Kannada, go. They just don't want people to come over here anymore.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
like it's not like I'm so sorry, but it's not like the government is doing a great job of like infrastructure also, right? The roads are so bad.
Only election time you get everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. But and I feel like soon people will move out of Bangalore because the one thing that really attracted
Yeah.
people.
The
was
one
the
thing
weather.
they used to glorify is the weather, but
Yeah,
now
which is
it's
now kind
not
of
that good.
gone to shit.
What
Like-
if they are planning to expand and all of that.
Yeah,
You never know.
where to? But yeah, apparently HSR was like a forest like 10 years
Huh.
ago.
Even like JP Nagar was.
Yeah,
Like 30 years back or
30 years.
something.
Ah,
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
But now it's like everything is Bangalore. You go somewhere near Hosur or something, it's Bangalore again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think honestly, I feel like Bangalore, like a lot of stuff, good stuff has happened because of movement of people in. So I don't think we should be given this much shit.
Yeah.
But I also agree that you shouldn't treat the city as if now you are the owners and
Huh.
not give credit to the people who built it.
I
So
think that's where this transition happened. Like North Indians were, somewhere tried to overpower the
do you think
localize
they were
here.
doing that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like they used to look down upon the language or something like that.
That I don't know, but the people, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
In college, like I have seen.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's where the hatred
Mm.
comes from.
From both the sides, just be sweet and people are gonna learn.
Right.
That is how it works.
If you are going to force something into someone, they're obviously going to react even
So when I
harsh.
hold this collar and if I ask him, to
Learn
be like,
Kannada.
learn,
I'm like,
and if this
no,
guy
get
comes up
out.
to me and this guy is like, okay, he'll hold my collar and ask me to learn Tamil, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But if he's like teaching me, if I'm around, if he's talking in Tamil, I'm gonna get it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to learn new languages? That's so cool to
Yeah.
learn new languages. How
Mm.
many languages do you know?
You should
Honestly,
be
I'm
knowing a
really
lot.
bad. No, I don't.
Any
So
different cities
I
and
I learned
Kencho,
Khasi.
Kasikai and
Khasi
all
was my
that?
third language.
What is Khasi? Khasi is like cough or
No.
something.
Yeah, I wish that would be super easy. Khasi is the language spoken in Shillong in Meghalaya.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that was my third language that I had to learn. And I think the only thing I know how to say is Ude Ukinna, which I feel like if anyone who's actually Khasi will kill me for saying it because I said it. I think I said he's a girl, but that's all I know.
Oh.
And I learned that for 3 years and I barely managed to get passing marks in
Okay.
that language. So and then I did my A1 levels in Spanish, but whatever that also. So I'm really bad at languages. I mean, I spoke in Kannada to you like before this. It was not good. So yeah, I'm not.
But which is the best city that you have lived in?
And what differences do you see? Like Bangalore compared to other places?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good question. So, let's compare Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore.
Okay.
All right. So I think Delhi, infrastructure-wise, is the best. Like great roads,
Okay.
great metro access, beautiful parks, everything. But people there are not. I mean, people there are very nice, but I feel like it's not a safe city to be in. Like anyone can just come out of the car and like shoot you or be like, "Tujhe
Oh,
pata nahi mera
really?
baap kaun hai," and all of that.
Okay.
You can't get into a fight with
Ah,
someone in a club there. They will do some damage to you,
okay.
and also I think the people there are not that fun. I feel like how
Okay.
I feel really
Delhi
horrible
boys.
in saying that. Like people in Bombay and Bangalore are just like more fun, more
Oh, okay.
outgoing, and I feel like people in Delhi are just like they just want to drink and dance, and it's just they're not up for doing
Very
new different
egoistic.
things. Very egoistic, and they just they dress up really well though. Like people in Delhi dress
Okay.
up so well, but I feel like that's all they have to their personality, you know. So I feel like I might get cancelled for this, but yeah. And in Bombay, I would say the infrastructure is not that great, but people are really sweet. The crowd is really nice, but more of a North Indian crowd. It's a lot of Bollywood. So if that's your thing, then you should move to Bombay. I would say the only problem with being in Bombay, and people are like up, they're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
constantly
Yeah.
like, let's do this, let's do
This to
this.
that.
They'll like be
Very
out
fast.
very fast. And if that's your thing, you would like love Bombay. But it's just too far, too expensive to stay there.
Yeah, very expensive.
Yeah. And I feel like also in Bombay, there's like a lot of, also a little bit of like, who do you know kind of culture. Like, oh, I know this actor, I know this actress.
Okay.
And it's like,
Yeah.
you know, very like, they're not like showing off like Delhi people. Delhi
Mhm.
people want to show off with like what bags they have and what brands they
Okay.
wear. And Bombay people want to show off with what kind of people they know. And I feel like Bangalore people are just chill. Like they just don't care and they just want to
Yeah.
like. That's why I like Bangalore the best when it comes to people. But your infrastructure is shit, so it's not the. It's like the worst place to live in a way because of like just the potholes and just no access to parks. And as a city, I feel like when people from outside India come to Bangalore, and then when they see Delhi and Bombay, they're like, okay, those are actual cities. What is happening in Bangalore? You know, when I'm so sorry for saying that, but I feel like infrastructure wise, that's how it feels. But the people here are like sweethearts. Like you can wear whatever, you can do whatever, and no one cares. And just they let you live their life. Maybe a little slow. Like people just want to like chill all the time,
Chill.
just drink beer and just chill.
Day drinking in a
Day
bar.
drinking, yeah.
They don't
Watch
care.
IPL, fight over the
Ah.
RCB CSK
Yeah.
match. Chill, have that argument for 3 more days.
Yeah.
Then you wake up, then go to your work. It's like
Yeah, something like that. So
The
that's what-
culture itself is very chill. Like
Yeah.
we give too much attention to things which we shouldn't give. Like we
what?
fight over bars. Like he says Bob's, I say some other place. We'll have that conversation for 3 hours long.
Yeah.
So it's the culture is pretty chill here. The same thing with Mumbai. Why I feel Bangalore and Mumbai, there is a struggling crowd. People want to make something out of
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
So they are chill. Delhi is already that rich. Baap ka paisa hai. So they have that attitude towards
Yeah,
life.
so whoever's coming to Bombay, Bangalore is because they wanted to make something out of themselves. That's why they're trying
Yeah.
to hustle. And I guess people who are going to Bombay are hustling in the creative space, and people who are coming to Bangalore are hustling in the tech space.
Yeah.
More or less. Yeah. Could be.
so when you've made it in life and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna chill. Do you wanna live like that?
Never.
Never. You wanna keep doing
Oh
something
my god, that
all the
sounds so
time.
boring.
Dude, after a point, like when you're like 50 or like older than that, then your work is only to fix the light,
What?
to fix the fan. You
You
make the
become an
money.
electrician or what
Go
when you're
good,
50?
like go water your plants.
Who
Isn't
said?
that cool?
Like, don't you want to have that chill life? Like, retire and just stay.
Retire and
I
then
feel like that's the most boring thing in the
what do you
world.
mean? That's
Like,
so fun, dude. Like when you're old, when you've done
it'd be
everything, then
so
you're gonna chill.
depressing.
Like,
You
have
wake
two
up whenever you
horses,
want
4
to.
dogs. Just
Have that cow go.
Ah.
You only milk
Cow
your.
milk. I think you guys are fantasizing about some weird farm life electrician where you fix bulbs every day and milk cows. No. I don't think I can do that. It's
it's
just
because I feel you have lived in such fast
Fast
environments where you
pace.
can't.
no. I think it's also like genetics. Maybe like my parents are both
Yeah.
60
Okay.
and they I mean
Mm.
they are getting their pension whatever and they could just retire but they're still like
Hmm.
working and I can't imagine them doing it. Maybe it's genetics, I don't know. But I also feel like also because I've had multiple
Mm.
times in my life, like in college, I did do nothing. That's what I was
Hmm.
doing. Not milking cows, but just chilling. So I feel like now that's like done that
Okay.
and it was just like the worst time. It's so boring and like when you look back after a year, you're like, what did I do with my
Mm.
life?
Hmm.
I can't ever go back to that.
But like you wanna settle in a tier one city, like
I
for
never
the rest
thought
of your
about
life.
that actually.
I've never thought about it.
Um, I honestly, I always wanted to like live in Bangalore,
Bangalore, okay.
but now it feels slightly unlivable with the water
Mhm,
situation and
mhm.
everything. So I have no idea. I want to live.
Mm.
I'll say, oh no. I want to live in a community with like all my friends. And like all of
Okay,
us are
yeah.
just living together. And
Yeah,
He's
The
that-
like-
dude, I-
90s dream. This is the 90s dream.
you know, none of my friends are married. Like all my friends
Yeah.
are in there. Like all of us are like 34, 35. None of us are married. And all of us, right now I live with flatmates. And we all
Oh,
live together. And we all have like, we are like 3, 4 of us living together right now. And my other friends stay like right next door. And this is what we're literally doing at the moment. And it's amazing. It's so
Wow.
fun.
sounds fun.
Yeah. And I think that's how we're always going to be. Like, never get married and just like live in a
Like, none
community.
of your friends want to get married. Like, it's usually, one person
Why
starts
would-
off the group
No.
and then,
What is it? Tell me the advantage of getting married.
I don't know, to be honest.
I feel like Gen Z again wants to get married, but millennials are like very
No,
anti-marriage.
millennials wanted to get married because they fantasized movies like that.
No,
Like,
man.
marrying
I
a
think
woman,
like your group is like one
Ah.
group out of.
I think
300
there's like
like that.
extremes.
Yeah.
I feel like we have extremes of both. I feel like there's a group, like not just my group, there are like 40 people I know who are my age
Okay.
who have no interest in this. And then there's this other group that's like taking care of small babies. So I think there's like an
Mm.
Why
extreme.
didn't you see an advantage in marriage till now?
What is the point? Like, tell me like one. If I don't want to
What
have
about soulmate? What about that?
Okay, that doesn't make sense.
cute, but I don't think there are soulmates. I don't think you can be in love with one person for more than 6, 7 years.
Seriously.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
mean, and I
Okay.
feel like you should be okay with that, and I feel like people should be fine with the fact that after a point you're gonna fall out of love, and you shouldn't have to stick to them and move on to whoever you like next.
I am not sure if you can be in love for more than 6, 7 years, but if you're in a 6, 7 years relationship, somewhere your souls are stitched together, where you can't
Oh,
stay
so
without each
cute.
other. Like, it's like, I don't know if there is love or something. If you hate or fight with them, also you have to, like, you
Then
can't
just
live
be
it.
friends, no?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I feel like I mean that's my own belief, but I feel that it should be more free and you should just there should be no bondage. I feel like marriage is just like a written certificate that you're forced to be with each other. And now if you don't get married, you can just be comfortable. You want to be together, live in a live-in relationship and just be happy
Mhm.
together. And then whenever you want to break up instead of getting everything involved.
Your Gen Z, you like more than a Gen Z, you are a Gen Z.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Gen Zs don't want to get married?
No. Like,
Do they want kids?
they have over
A few-
expectation of
Depends
everything.
again.
Hmm.
They have a lot of expectations. A man should be like that, a girl should be like this. Like, your
Genuine.
generation, I like it because you guys are simple. You guys are very peace with everything. Like, you
We
don't
didn't have a choice.
Ah.
I mean, we got fucked from both ends.
So
Yeah.
then, I somewhere feel like we have a lot of, like, I don't, but Gen Z usually have a lot of expectations, which somewhere everyone can't fulfill. Most of them won't.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, but we were brought up on these romantic movies, and you guys were not, right? So then you should have lesser expectations.
I watched like a romantic movie the last time. That was the worst movie. Though.
Which one
Like,
did you watch?
Nada Neon.
Oh,
Don't watch
Don't.
it. Like,
no.
just forget the name. Just forget
Nadanya, what
I
was
said.
it about?
Dude, I watched it because it was like Saif Ali Khan's son's movie.
Oh, I've heard.
Yeah,
I've heard it's
I
like
think
the
that's the
worst
reason
movie.
he shouldn't have watched it. It's like nepotism doesn't
Yeah,
sell good
but
products
there are
sometimes.
no
Dude,
non-nepotism
very
movies
bad.
anymore.
Very bad. The story,
Yeah.
there's no story first of all, but I don't want to talk about it as well. Just like I just want to forget about the
You just want to
movie.
tell people not to watch it.
Yeah.
I watched Archie's. That was also so terrible. Did you watch Archie? And the
If you feel
acting
that
was
is
so bad.
terrible, you shouldn't eye on
think
this
about
at all.
this.
No? Yeah. Do you guys even go to theaters at all?
Yeah.
Yeah? I thought
This
that-
guy is like a huge movie guy.
Yeah,
Like
I can't
he-
live without movies.
Every Friday morning, this guy like
I
goes for
need
movies.
to
Like
go
that.
to a movie at least twice a week. Like I just can't.
Why can't you just watch it on your TV?
There is no, like, you're not like hooked to the seat in my TV. Like, I will somewhere do something, just open my phone, scroll. Like, there is no that connect.
I got a question for you.
Mm.
So, if you had unlimited time and money, what's something totally random you'd love to learn or try?
So if if I had unlimited time and money, I would definitely want to create. So this is a question that I've actually thought about. That's why I have the
Mhm.
answer ready. I would want to create documentaries about different cultures in different parts of the world. Like
Lovely.
Yes.
go to like when I'm saying different parts of the world, like I want to go to South America and I want to go to Africa and I want to actually, and there's so many similarities between our culture and between what is happening there, and there's so much history that we don't even know about. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
sound really random, but like I believe that there was some kind of civilization that was way more advanced than what we had. I don't think pyramids could just be made by the civilization then, right? So there's so much more that is happening. Like when I went to Egypt, they were like, they actually show you rocks which have been cut, which cannot be cut by hand. It has to be cut by machinery, for example. And there's like so much happening. For example, there's this thing, I don't know if you guys have it in your culture. When someone falls sick, you take an egg and you rub it over the body and then you break it.
Yeah.
And that same thing exists even in South America and many cultures in Africa. So there's like so much synergy between different cultures, and there's so much that we are not aware of. And like about they have different kind of, like, for example, I recently did this thing called sweat lodge, where you go inside a very small little hut, and there are like 5 people inside, and then you put coals, like really burning coals, and you sit inside for around 6 hours, and you are sweating your ass off, and then and people are screaming and crying, and then when you actually come out, you feel like you're a new person. And these are like it's called rebirth, literally. And there are like a lot of things that are happening, and I would want to document all of that and talk about that. And I think
Have you tried it?
I did go to the sweat lodge. Yeah,
Oh.
it was very intense. I thought I was dying. I mean, I was on the. I mean, there's not a place to lie down also, but I was just like crouched for like 4 hours, and I thought I like died. And so many people can't take it, so they come out also of the thing. It's
Like, are you a traveler?
Yeah.
You love traveling?
Yeah.
How many countries have you traveled?
Not many, like 2021 or something.
That's a lot.
2021 is
I mean, I wish I traveled to more.
That's a lot.
But
best country you visited.
I would say Japan is like, I've been there like twice now. Japan is definitely a beautiful fucking country. Like, it's just there's something to do. The food is so good, and there's so much culture. There's just, and it's so different. I mean, there are things like maid cafes there, where a maid cafe where everyone's dressed up as a maid, and then they will come serve you food, and they will and they like do their little maid dances for you, and then they'll get down on their knees and serve. It's like really fucked up also. And then they have these ear cleaning places where you like go lie down and there'll be this lady and she'll clean your ears and then she'll put a feather on your ear.
Oh shit, crazy.
It's like such a culture shock. Or like you have pig cafes where you go
Pig
in and they're
cafes,
just like
okay.
tiny little pigs. And then you play with the pigs and feed the pigs. And it's like
Wow.
pretty, and or you have these vending machines, and the vending machines
Vending
have normal
machines, yeah.
stuff, but they also have like for women you can like there are men's pictures and then you can put a coin in and then you uh, take it out and then the guy's number will be there and stuff like that.
Oh,
It's
way too advanced.
yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty cool, but it also is like they have a lot of meditation parks and it's very beautiful and you just walk into any ramen shop, it's just really pretty. So Tokyo is
What
like
about the people there?
Japanese people are not very friendly with Indians. So if you go to like a bar or something, they'll probably not talk to you. So that is the only problem
okay,
that you might not have.
There is no social life
There's
if
no
you.
social life. You can go and visit. I don't think it'd be a great place to stay. And also, Tokyo is as cheap as Bangalore, by the way. The yen has fallen down a lot. So like a meal
Okay.
there costs you as much as a meal
Then we can do Japan.
here. The stay is difficult, but you can expensive. But you have these capsules, so it's like a little
Yeah,
funeral
I've
box,
seen
and you
that.
just go
Yeah.
inside and you can stay
Yeah,
there.
have you done that?
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's kind of you feel claustrophobic for a second, then it's fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like you have worked in a lot of places. Why do you think you stayed here for so long in Bangalore?
In Bangalore.
In Bangalore. Like, is it because of the working environment or how?
Very honestly, it was because I was in a company that was growing constantly, and I was growing in that company constantly. So I didn't see a reason to leave. Secondly, most of my friends, I'd built a family of friends, and they were all here. So if I moved to a new city, I would have to let go of all of that. So I think that kind of made me averse to moving to another city. Though I have heard that you should constantly
yeah.
keep moving because then it breaks it. But I didn't have the guts to. I would say that the reason I stayed is not because everything was rosy and flowery. It's because I was too much of a
Okay.
coward to move out of my job or out of the city.
But how was your whole experience at BYJUS? Like you worked for 10 years, that's a lot. Like
Yeah, it's so sad that people give so much crap to BYJUS because actually, honestly, it was a great experience. And they made me who I am. I mean, the reason you're calling me whatever, that I've made something in my life, I'm not. It was all because of them. And they took a bet on me. I was just the college intern with no idea. I knew two words, B2B, B2C. I had no idea about anything else. And they gave me that confidence to like actually do something with my life. They hired me, they trained me, they gave me the space to make a bunch of mistakes, and I don't think normal companies would do that. And not just me, they did that with a lot of people. And I think I don't think Baiju gets that credit where he took a bet on so many people. And dude, how difficult it is to like build a massive company with so many people. Like, and I feel that in India it happens a lot. Any company like Oyo, Byju's, any company that does really well, people are uncomfortable with companies doing really well, with startups doing really well, and then they just need to like constantly take it down, which doesn't happen outside India. So I mean, the whole time he was growing, everyone was like, great, great, great. And the moment like it crashed, everyone was like, yeah, this is shit. Like no one's supporting, no one's like, hey, you know, something good is coming out of India, let's try to do it. I understand there were issues. I'm not saying there were no issues, but he apologized, whatever. And I mean, I feel like we as I feel like a lot of people who worked there also should give that credit to that company that took a bet on them. So for me, at least, it was a great experience. So obviously, there are ups and downs, but overall, I'm really grateful.
But do you think EdTech has a
Market?
place? No, not a market, but a place in the future?
For sure. I mean, Gen Alpha, they don't want to get out of their house at all, is what I'm thinking. And I feel that the only problem is that the kind of market that maybe what Byju's was doing was not the right way to do it, but the market definitely exists. I mean, you definitely aren't you watching? Aren't you learning everything from YouTube now?
Yeah, YouTube is
Right?
fine.
I mean, I mean, I wish I had that in college. In college, who's
Mhm.
listening to teachers anymore? You're
Yeah.
learning everything online. And if there was a right way to do it, and now you also have AI enabled stuff, right? So if you have the right way to do it, if you have a way to like maybe figure out which child is paying attention in class through their features, right? Or you have some kind of tech that way,
Yeah.
or let's say some kind of tech that says, hey, you did this, but the only concept you don't understand is this, and then that tech is able to explain that concept to you, where you're not constantly learning everything. Then there would be some kind of advantage to that. You can't just have your, come on, our normal classic classrooms are so detrimental. It's just no one's learning anything, and you're just rote learning.
What went wrong in BYJUS? What do you think? Why did it go wrong?
The classic question. I think two things went wrong. One is that we were not a product first company, we were a sales first company, and we pushed too much for sales without actually listening to our customers and figuring out what they wanted. And I feel like any company I work for, this is like my first thing, that please like make sure your product is absolutely on point. You shouldn't have to have, if your sales team is so massive, means there's something wrong, right? That's why you need to push for it so much. You should never have to be push sales. So I feel like that we did not listen to our customers. I feel like that is extremely important. Like really understand what your customer wants. So I think that was the first thing. And the second thing was, after that happened, we weren't ready to apologize for the mistakes we did. We didn't take a step back and we didn't say, hey, you know what? This is what we did wrong. We are sorry. We are going to completely change. We were always like, no, we're right. We're going to change it. So I think that maybe made the difference. And if we had done that, then people would have been kinder to us.
Like you joined BYJUS as like what?
As an
was it?
intern, as a business development associate. Yeah.
And then like from that you went to VC in like how many
VP.
years?
Yeah. So in like maybe 7, 8 years, I think. Yeah. So it was like I was just getting promoted. So sales was like my forte, I think.
Wow.
Sales. What hack would you give someone who wants to get into sales?
Oh, okay. If you want to get into sales, you shouldn't be talking at all. The key to sales is you should not be speaking at all. You're not trying to sell anything. They should be the one talking.
Okay.
If I'm trying to sell you something, I should just ask you questions. And if I'm asking you questions, and you should be constantly talking, you should be engaged. And once I completely understand what you need, what is your actual requirement, I can sell ice to an Eskimo. It's not difficult. It's basically just about understanding the other person. If you're a really good salesperson, you will hardly speak anything. It'll only be the other person who's saying, and you need to actually listen to them. And then you can sell anything. And I feel like sales is like, people are like, oh, I don't want to be in sales, whatever. What
Yeah,
is
they
this
always
job?
consider it a shitty job.
Yeah,
like,
but honestly, the reason BYJUS did so well was because BYJUS himself was a great sales guy. You can learn everything else. You can learn tech, you can learn marketing, you can learn everything from a book. You can't learn sales from a book. That's something you actually have to go and experience. And the one thing I feel that makes or breaks a great founder or anything in your life is how good you are at selling yourself. Even when you're giving an interview, you're selling yourself, right? Or you're selling, if you are a founder of a company, you have to constantly sell to the VCs, or you have to constantly, whatever you're building, even right now your podcast, you're kind of in a way selling. So sales is like a very underrated skill that people should just really work on.
Like if I would get a chance, like if I'm starting my own company or something like that, I would definitely work on sales.
Yeah.
Because the connections you make,
Yeah.
I think that's the best. Obviously you're not going to be doing the same thing again and again, but some connection or whatever can change, can get you, bring something out of it, no?
Absolutely.
Something new can happen or something.
Yeah. And sales is not about like selling. Sales is the art of talking, the art of charisma. How are you able to impress the people around you in your room? How comfortable you are able to make them?
The best sales thing you can ever do is not to sell.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You just make a person feel that he's lacking something in his life.
Exactly.
You make him feel that he'll buy whatever he wants.
Yeah. Agree.
But talking about EdTech, why do you think it has a chance to replace our education system, like the usual way?
I feel like it would be amazing if you went to school just to play with your friends, just to play sports with your
That's what
friends.
we did, anyways.
And you actually have some, and obviously you should not just be sitting at home and just studying from a computer or from a tablet, but a school is a place where you're actually doing you're playing sports, you're participating in cultural activities, and you just go there and you have fun and you're building your personality, and then you come back home at your own pace where you're comfortable, is where you're actually learning concepts. Because in a school, when you're learning with 30 students, everyone
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
different uh, uh, conceptual powers, and everyone is able to grasp differently. I'm sure you guys also face that, right? Like someone is able to understand immediately, someone is not, and
Yeah.
it's not. I don't think that actually functions for us. But imagine if you're studying at your own pace, and the only time you actually go to school is to just build your personality. I think that would be the perfect future.
Definitely.
And it's so important. I mean, your entire life depends on how your formative years have been.
Yeah. But is there a chance where in future, let's say whatever you said now, will that happen? Like, is there a chance?
I definitely think that's a chance. I think two reasons. A, because our tech has evolved massively. Did you see yesterday only ChatGPT released this new version? Not new version, new tool where you can upload your own picture and then ask it to make it in any style, like Ghibli style or like any kind of art form, your
Oh,
own pictures.
okay.
I mean, it's evolving
Hmm.
like crazy. So whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying that, right? Like now, billion-dollar companies will have just one solo person running the whole company because AI will do everything. So the tech is great. A, that, and B, because parents are also super receptive. I mean, now parents don't want their kids to go to quota and study
Yeah.
for J.
Yeah.
Now they want their kids to be happy and they want them to be comfortable. So they're also receptive to this.
But it's not only BYJUS at that. I think 2022 or 3 somewhere. Like all the tech crashed. It was Unacademy,
Yeah,
BYJUS,
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Do you think like anyone now can come up with the edtech in India with an
For
edtech?
sure, there's a lot of stuff happening. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it,
Okay.
but there's a lot of work happening because there's a massive hole. See, the reason it crashed in 2023, 2022 is because in COVID, it like
Yeah, it rocketed.
escalated
Yeah.
like a rocket, right? And then what they did was they thought that that is going to sustain, that this is now the new normal and people will live like that. So they burnt a lot of money, they put in a lot of money, and they expanded like crazy. And then when COVID ended, people wanted to get out and people didn't want to
Yeah.
be stuck at home. So now when where they had burned so much money building big businesses, there was no business coming in. So every edtech company crashed, right?
And in the starting, there were I read this somewhere saying like it costed around 10,000 for conversion of one student in a 40K course or something, but later on it costed like around 30K.
Right, yeah.
So that it was in that way it made losses.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's that is the biggest challenge if there's an edtech company that will face is getting leads, is getting your schools are also very protective about their children, and just generally like how you're, even when you're marketing, you can't market to kids, you can't, there's a lot of policies around it, so it's very expensive to get leads for an edtech company. That's like the biggest issue that happens actually.
How accepting were schools towards edtech?
Not very. They were not, because then it's a direct competition for them, right? They feel that.
I think it'll never be, they won't, they're never gonna, be
But
okay
it
with
is somewhere
each other.
cost efficient for a school to
It
adopt
depends
edtech.
if they do like an integrated
Yeah.
program, but that's not
Integrated,
edtech, that's again
yeah.
education. But edtech, it depends, like you, if you are like an edtech company which is, let's say, providing tvs or exams or diagnosis tests, yes. But if you're like direct competition to an education, to their teachers, and you feel that parents will think that why should we send our kids to the school anymore, they're getting better
Yeah.
education outside,
Yeah.
then that would be a problem for schools.
When you're going to a physical place and then go study and all of that, takes a lot of time. But when
Yeah.
you're sitting at home and then, like, for example, you can learn something in like 3 months, which will, if you're going to school, you learn it in like a year or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So definitely there's a lot of scope for it. Tech.
But we also
Oh,
spoke to
well,
a lot of kids, and kids did go to coaching classes not because they wanted to learn, but because they wanted to hang out with their friends. So there's like a sweet
Yeah.
spot there also. They still want to go to these classes because that's their. Maybe that'll change in Gen Alpha though, because I think they're too used to.
but what you said was mind blowing. You were like, the kids have to go to school to play,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you get back home and then study. I
Yeah.
think that'll work out well.
Yeah, that would be so nice if that was possible.
but somewhere that takes out the competition in that kid.
Which is
Like,
good, right?
I
Why do
don't
you
know.
want that competition? You should just be learning at your own pace, and you should be learning for the sake of because you enjoy learning, not because you want to do better than the other child. Is my opinion.
You sell your opinion
No,
very well.
I'm serious. Like
Uh,
I shouldn't have to study science because I need to score 98 out of 100 better than the other kid. I should
fair,
want to study
fair.
science because I want to understand
Yeah.
how how my lungs are working. I want to understand why mitochondria is a powerhouse of the cell. Sorry, that's all I remember now. But yeah, so I want to understand that, and I feel like if someone is able to do that, like bring out actual curiosity in how the world functions, and I think US schools do that pretty well, then
Mhm.
it would be better for us.
But what do you think is a flaw in our education system? Like without EdTech, let's say without EdTech.
So many flaws, come on. The fact that they're like all students are grouped into big
Hmm.
classrooms, one teacher, you don't know what's happening. You are asked to 90% of the times the kids don't even know why it is happening, what is happening. You're just told to like learn
Yeah.
everything by heart. You're just told two twos are four. You don't even know it actually means two twos are four. You're just saying
Yeah,
random shit in
yeah.
your head, right? So and then you're learning without actually understanding. And then that's why when you go to college, especially like when you go to engineering college, you're just like, what? What is happening? Because till now you've just like
Mm.
learned everything by heart. So uh and all the discipline. I feel like in school you're taught stay in your lane, don't do anything different, keep your head down, study, and that will give you success. But the truth is, in real life, if you do that, you're not going to get success. You shouldn't stay in your lane. You shouldn't keep your head down. You should take risks. You should
Yeah.
venture out. And I feel like it's like completely the opposite of what you're told, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, they force you to learn so many things which is not a need. Like I feel like, for a 10th grader to learn that biology which is not necessary. I feel what I like in the US is like,
You can take
yeah,
electives.
like anything. Like you could take arts in your 5th grade or something. Like,
Right,
yeah, that's
right.
that's pretty cool in some way because everyone doesn't need to know everything.
I'm kind of divided on that because I do feel that you should still know the basics of
Mm,
everything. You should know your geography.
yeah.
I mean, okay, tell me what's the capital of Meghalaya? I mean, I'm sorry for putting you on a spot. It's
Yeah,
Shillong.
it's
But what I'm
okay.
saying is that maybe people should know a little bit more about what's happening in the world. So maybe till 10th grade it's important. But again, like you said, how much do you retain? Even if you're
Yeah.
taught, I
And
don't know
maybe
how
I
much
was taught like what's the capital.
you
Yeah,
were
I
definitely
don't
taught that.
remember. Yeah. Now
Yeah,
I don't remember algebra or geometry, whatever.
that
It's
is true.
the thing is there is no real life skills in our education system.
But what if you were not taught algebra till 10th grade, and then your mind is still not developed. You still don't know what you want to be, right? So let's say in 5th grade you said you
Mm.
want to be a doctor and you take bio.
Yeah.
10th grade you're like, I don't want to be a doctor. I
Yeah.
want to be an astronaut. Then you've like
Yeah,
completely
you
destroyed your
can't.
life.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
But till 10th, yeah, you need to learn everything. And then after that, like at least till 12th is what I feel.
mm,
And then you can choose whatever you want to.
yeah.
Even in different countries, that is how it works. Till 12th, you do
I
everything. And
think
then,
if it is this way also it is better, but in a better way, like not in the current education thing, but they can do it in a much more better way is what I feel.
Yeah, I feel like at least in India, I mean, for you guys it was different, but at least in my time, you not even till 12th grade, everyone did engineering, and after
Yeah,
engineering,
yeah,
you
like,
decided what you really
yeah.
want to do in your
yeah.
life. So it was
Like your generation had people doing MBA after engineering.
yeah,
Yeah,
everyone.
everyone
Yeah,
wanted to do MBA.
you do engineering, you do
Yeah,
MBA, and then you actually decide what you want to do
yeah.
with your life, which is
But you definitely need some time to, figure out, like at least 18 years or whatever. Like, you
I
can't
don't
you
know.
can't be like, okay, it's fifth, sixth. You can't be like, okay, I want to do this only, and you're gonna
Did
stick
you
to it.
guys know when you were 18 what you want to do?
I don't even know now.
I don't even know now. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt for that. But yeah, so I guess it's always ever changing. Yeah.
But everyone has seen BYJUS from outside. Like, what was it inside for 10 years? Like,
Yeah.
imagine, like, you joined BYJUS when it was just a scratch, like, when no one even knew about it.
Yeah. What was BYJUS in from the inside. From outside, it seemed like, oh, it's like this toxic work
Yeah.
environment, sales,
Mhm.
but it was not like that. We
Okay.
had so much fun. We had a bunch of interns in like our initial years, and we would go to the boardroom and watch Game of Thrones on the big TV all together, like as a
Wow.
team. And we
Very.
used to do a lot of fun stuff. I mean, which office will allow you to watch Game of Thrones on their TV, right? And they were very open, and they would push us to throw parties for the entire team every month and do something different. We used to go play, and it felt like a family. Also, maybe because the one thing was that we worked on weekends, Saturday, Sundays, and like Monday, Tuesdays were off. So I guess,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I guess like our entire teams would have become family at one point. And again, like I said, there was a lot of grooming in a good way. Like
Mhm.
we had great leaders who taught us how to think better, how to do better. I mean, when I joined BYJUS, I didn't even know how to write an email properly. By the end, like I was working on sheets, Excel sheets, and stuff like that, and everything I learned in BYJUS. So
And like you did join BYJUS when it was growing, and you were like part of it when it was like
yeah, and but everyone joined when it was going, because this
Yeah.
was all
Yeah,
constantly
that's
growing. I mean, imagine we had 20, like kids would come at the age of 21 and they would become managers at the age of 22 in like a year.
yeah.
And they would be managing 30, 40 people and managing entire ops. Who
That's
gives you
the
that
best
kind of
thing. Like you can
experience?
learn so much
Yeah.
of that.
And we
Like
were, because we had like weekly targets or monthly targets, so we were open to them making mistakes. But the kind of exposure that these kids also got at that age was, no company will ever give you that exposure at that age. It was
definitely, like when a company is growing, that's the best time to join, because
yeah,
at that time you can get more creative, you can explore the creative
yeah,
side and all of that.
yeah,
And then like people are going to listen to you, because if you're saying something right, why won't
yeah,
they?
yeah,
But if
exactly.
a company is already big and then you join, like
It's
obviously
so
there's no,
boring. I
yeah,
don't
you
know
have
why
to
anyone
just
would do
go do
that.
the work and come back. That is
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
is.
I would definitely recommend everyone should join a startup in their life
Yeah, same.
and work for
Yeah.
them for a bit. It's very intense, but a lot of learning. Yeah.
So for someone who's been like following you, Shilpi's journey and all of that, like what's coming next? Do you wanna
What's
give
coming
out some?
next? Oh, that's such a difficult question. Um, I want to do something of my own. I want to build something of my own, and I don't know when I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it this year. Maybe I'll do it 5 years later. But I want to do something in women's health,
Okay.
because I feel like that's like a place that's deeply ignored,
Mm-hmm.
and we are constantly told that lift weights, eat protein, but that's what white men do, right? I mean, that all the studies that have been done on white men and not on
Mm-hmm.
brown women. So I feel like there's a lot of gap there, and women want to feel better, look better,
Mm-hmm.
and just going to the gym is not going to do that for you. Like we have different phases, hormonal phases, etc., and there's not
Mm-hmm.
enough work being done on that. So that is something that I'm definitely in this lifetime going to work on, because I feel like there's, and every woman I've met
Mm-hmm.
seems to have this issue, like whether it's
Okay.
PCOS, hormonal issues, or they want to
Mm.
lose weight, or they want to they're stressed, or they want to feel better. But like, at least what I have noticed is, in my, especially from my age group to down, it's it's not getting easier for women in that respect, like health
Mm.
wise. And I feel like there's so much work we have to do there. So that's what I want to
Since you're a master of sales, one
do.
question what I want to ask is, if you
I
had
don't know
to
if I'm
sell
a master.
something right now,
I feel
like
like you're putting me on a spot.
no,
Please
no,
don't
no,
ask
no,
me to
no, no,
sell a
no,
pen.
no, not at all, not at all. What Who is the easiest audience you can sell to? Like I feel it's the parents of the modern parents. You can sell them anything. Like this is good for your kid, they'll buy it.
Parents and parents of pets, actually.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, like I feel like these are the two things, like, and not just parents of kids, I would say babies. Like,
Huh, that's
till
it.
any parent who has a kid from the age of 6 months old to 3 years old, you can sell them anything. By then, after 3 years old, they're like, okay, they're kind of fed up of the kid. They're like, ah, whatever. But in the, when it's like their first child, they will spend whatever they can. So that and pets, there's like, it's a very, I feel, ignored market. But
Mm.
you'd be surprised how much people are ready to spend on their pets as well. That's why these guys are doing so well now. Heads up for
Mm.
tails, they raised a lot of
Yeah.
funding
Yeah.
because of that. So I think these are the two markets. But I don't know, now people have a lot of money. I think Nika did so well because
Right.
it ignored it, like they went to an ignored market, which is women. Or
Yeah.
like now apparently men's health and men's how they look, that's also upcoming. You
Yeah.
want to wear better clothes, you want to take care of your skin, right?
Mm,
So I feel like these are markets that are doing really well.
right.
Yeah.
10, let's say 10 years from now, if we would talk to you again, what would that one thing be different in you that
Ooh.
you can predict today?
I would definitely have more gray hair. But what would be different? Whew, that I can predict. That's such a good question. For sure I would have my own women's health brand for sure.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks for asking me that question. Now it gives me more focus to
You
actually
somewhere manifested this to happen.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did. Thank you. But yeah, if I'm thinking 10 years later, if 10 years later exactly I look back on this podcast that we did today, I hope I can say that, yeah, this is what I told you and I can do it.
We'll maybe post a clip of this 10 years later.
Yeah, please. I hope
Definitely.
so.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's
So, is there anything you would like to know, like you ask us or something?
yeah. How does it feel to have podcasts at such a young age and to be interviewing so many people? Did you learn something cool?
Lot of
Lot of
things.
things.
Lot of things. We have learned a lot of things.
That
I
is very
think
interesting.
it somewhere humbles us down.
Yeah?
Learning, like until you don't, you feel like you know a lot of things. You're just like heads up. Yeah, I'm the alpha and something. But when you start talking to people, you're
Yeah.
like you just feel nothing inside.
Really?
Yeah. Like when I'm sitting in front of you, you have achieved a lot. Whereas
I'm not, honestly, sweetheart. It just means that.
it is like it depends on how I see it. Like you've maybe made a lot of money, which I want to do. So in that way, I feel nothing. It's somewhere good to me.
Hmm.
Like usually the podcast, like the guests are usually older than us, so we
Yeah.
get to learn a lot of things from them. We did like an army podcast, so like his experience and all of that when he shared, that was like, oh my god.
Wow.
So something like that, like we always learn something or the
Yeah,
other thing,
sure.
things like that. And like it's usually so much fun to hang around people who are older than
Yeah.
us. You get to
Yeah.
learn as well,
Yeah.
and then they're also funny.
That's nice. Yeah.
So
Do you never get people of your own age?
we have done like with our friends.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's the same eggshell we live in. So
Echo
it doesn't-
chamber. Yeah.
So that doesn't matter. I feel it's not like you can only learn from people older than you, but it is fun because to know what their view is in that age is more fun than what no. If I sit with a 22-year-old, I of course know what he's gonna tell.
Maybe you should try a kid, like a Gen Alpha, and
Right.
understand what
I want
they
to
feel.
try a mother and daughter something like
Ah,
that.
yeah, that would be so
yeah.
interesting. I would love
That
to
would be
see
fun,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I forgot.
You shouldn't be saying this actually.
It's okay. That's
But
also great.
anyways, dude,
Yeah.
like thank you so much for coming on the
Yeah.
show.
Thank you so much for calling me. I had a lot of fun talking to you.
Same,
It was
same,
very
bro.
chill.
I was nervous in
Yeah.
the start, but like you're very chill. You're like
Well,
a
you're
lot more
nervous. I
Gen Z
couldn't
than a
tell.
Gen Z. Super fun it was. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank you so much for
Good
calling.
luck with what you were doing.
Yeah, thanks. So many things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We'll
thank you.
definitely do like another episode whenever we are free, whenever
Yeah,
the time
10 years
comes.
later.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See you in the next one.